Welcome to Funnel Forging. Today here for Sales Process. My name is Tamara. I'm the weekly host of the Funnel Forging call. And so as you know, we have a brand new initiative for the purpose of these calls and just the structure of the calls. So we are actually, just one second here. I want to switch my view. Okay, that's a bit better, I think. I can't get it to do what I want it to do. My Zoom updated and it's just crazy now. I can't, anything I have here is just not working. Okay. So guys, we are going to talk about the new structure that's part of sales process and the sales process wins contest. But before we get into the details of the contest, we are going to go over today's training. And today's training is all about how to integrate different pieces of your sales process account with outside software that makes everything run smoothly. Okay, so we're going to go over today, we're going to go over how to integrate your domain in your sales process account, how to pull that domain in. Okay, the one that you want to use, your URL that you want to use on your funnels or your websites. Remember, you can pull in unlimited domains. There's no number of domains that you can pull in. You can pull in as many domains as you want. So keep that in mind. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to integrate your Zoom account, which is, actually your meeting recording account, right? So I use Zoom to host these meetings. Maybe you use Google Meet or something else. So I'm going to show you where you can connect that inside of Sales Process. Then we're going to set up your Stripe account. Okay, we're going to go over the payment processor setup so we can pull that in. And we're also going to talk about where you can find your API key if you're ready to move into like the Zapier world where we do automations, or the Make world. Those are other softwares that you can connect with Sales Process to create automations in your account. And then we're also going to talk about setting up your email inside of your Sales Process account. Now, you will have one piece of this to do for homework, and I will tell you at the end what your homework is because I want you to hang around for your training. But we're going to dive into setting up your domain. That's the first thing we're going to do is we are going to pull in the domain. So I'm going to share my screen. And we will start with pulling in the domain. So let me just grab that. Boom, there we go. Okay, we are rolling along here. Tech issues and all. Okay. So when you are ready to pull in your domain, what you want to do is you want to come over here to settings down here at the bottom left-hand corner. Go to settings. You're going to go over to domains here, and you're going to see that inside of my business or inside of my sales process account, I don't have a domain pulled in. So I need to do that. Now, here's a couple of things. If you have your domain registered with Cloudflare, Ionis, GoDaddy, I believe Squarespace, because it used to be owned by Google Domains and now it's Squarespace. I believe Squarespace works this way as well. The development team is always trying to make this better, but what I'm trying to say is that if you have your domain registered with these places, it's automated to pull your domain in. If it's not registered with one of those places, then you have to set up the DNS records manually, which can be a little bit scary if you don't know the tech or you've never done it before. But I also want to remind you that you have these support avenues here. We're here for you. If you need help setting that up, reach out. We're happy to walk you through that. Okay. So part of this tonight is setting up, or this morning, wherever you are, part of this is connecting a domain. So we're going to remember we're in our settings, we're in the domains section here, domain menu item. We're going to connect a domain. I'm going to put in my domain, and my domain is testtamara.com. And I'm going to click continue. So what this does is it's saying, okay, check your spelling, because I don't know if you've done this, but I've done this and misspelt my domain trying to pull it in. And then it's asking, do you want to set up the www version of your domain as well? So you never want to set up the www version as the first step. You always want that to be a redirect, okay? So if this is starting to sound kind of complicated, just go along with me. Trust me on the process here, and it will all make sense in a minute. So we're going to toggle this on. We do want to bring in this version of the domain, and we're going to hit continue. Now, my domain is registered through Cloudflare. So what that means is this little wizard is checking and finalizing the setup. And it's saying, okay, your domain provider is with Cloudflare. You need to authorize that domain. So I'm going to click on authorize. And what that does is it opens up a new window, and it's opening up in Cloudflare. So what it's showing me here is I need to authorize Lead Connector. Lead Connector is the software that Sales Process uses to speak to Cloudflare, okay? And Lead Connector is going to set up these records, these two records, on my DNS panel. So I'm going to say, yes, I authorize this. Then it comes back to my Sales Process screen here. And now it's just going to take a few seconds for them to put those records on my DNS, and it's going to pull my domain in. Hopefully. Sometimes it takes a little while, and it really does depend where your registrar is located and how fast it will be. Okay, so it says here there was a problem with that action. Couldn't find a CNAME record pointing to Site Ludicrous. Okay, so we're going to do try again. We're going to try again, and we're just going to give this a second. If this is an issue, then we're going to walk through how to manually pull these records in, okay? Which, again, is a little bit technical, but it's not something you can't do, okay? You do have us here for support. Okay, wow, it worked. So then what you're going to see is this screen here, and you don't have to make a decision about this right now. Okay, so what this is asking you is, okay, great, you've pulled in your domain. Where do you want to link your domain to? Do you want to link it to a funnel, a website, a store, a blog? And then it provides you with these additional options here. You can set a custom 404 page, which is all great, but we don't have to do anything. All we have to do is just proceed to finish, okay? So now what we've done is we have pulled in the root domain, testtamara.com, and it has provided a redirect for the www version of testtamara.com. I could give you a whole history lesson about why there's two versions of your domain and the www version, but I'm not going to get into that today. But this means now I have pulled in my domain into Sales Process. Okay, now that I have the domain, what I want to attach it to a website. How do I do that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back out of here on the left-hand side. You see, go back. I'm going to go to Sites, and if I want to go and attach my account or my domain to a funnel, I'm going to choose the funnel that I want it to go into. So I'm just going to go to my most recent funnel here, and I'm going to open that funnel up. I'm going to go to Settings, and here in the settings, there's a drop down, and your drop down is going to show you all of the funnels that you have all the domains that you have the ability to attach them to. Always use your root domain, okay? Because this one forwards anything on this domain will forward to this one. So always use your root domain. So you're going to choose that domain and then you're going to click save. And that is how you attach your domain to your funnel. Okay. Now, I do want to show you one other area inside of your domain that you may need at some point. In your settings down here at the bottom in the left-hand corner, we're going to go back into our domain menu. And we're going to go and we're going to click on the three dots here for testtamara.com. And we're going to go to edit. Now, here I don't have a default page set up for my domain. What is a default page? Well, if this was on a website, my default page would be my home page. Okay, so then I would set my home page. This I attach to a funnel. So the first page of my funnel should be my default page. So I'm going to choose the first page is my sales page there. You don't have to set a custom default 404 error page unless you build one and you want to attach it. That's fine, you can. You don't have to. So you can just click save. And if somebody ends up on a 404, or if they get the 404 error page, it's just a system generated one. It's a black screen with green 404 on it. That's all. The second piece I want to show you about domains is here, when you click on the three dots, you have the opportunity to make an XML map, site map, okay? And this is a map that the search engines use to crawl your pages, to index your website, your funnels, if you want them to be searchable, that sort of thing. So when we click on this, if I click here, it shows me all the pages in my funnel. And by choosing to select the check mark, I am telling them that I want these pages to be included on my XML sitemap. Now, maybe I don't want my thank you page or my order form page to be searchable. I just want the sales page to be searchable. So I can unclick these two pages and I can hit proceed. And then generate and save. And so what that's done now is it has created a sitemap for my domain. This is really, really important, especially if you have a very strong SEO strategy connected to your website through blogging or through video show notes or podcast show notes. So that's something that is really important that you need to set up inside of your sales process account, okay? So after you do that, your domain is set up. And I want to remind everyone that you can pull in unlimited domains inside of your sales process account. There is no limit on this. So you can pull in lots and lots of domains. Any domain that you own, you can pull it into sales process. You can attach it to a website. You can attach it to a funnel. Okay? Any questions about domains before we jump into connecting our video conferencing software?
Subdomains, Tamara?
Yes.
So how do you, like, we do that here itself, right? The sub,
yeah. So
and should we do that XML step to set up that too?
Yeah, we can set up a subdomain here as well. Let's do that. So I can connect a subdomain, and all I'm going to do, a subdomain is you put a word in front of your root domain separated by a dot, right? So let's say I put in offers.testtamara.com. This is a subdomain. So to pull that in, to set that up, all I do is create that. I hit continue, and we go through the same procedure to pull that through. So we're setting up our domain. It's going to go to my Cloudflare because that's what I use. You guys might use something else. I'm going to authorize that setup. And again, it's going to take me here and it's going to show me what lead connector is going to add. They're going to add a CNAME record to my DNS panel. So I'm going to click authorize. And then it's going to take a few seconds and it's going to pull that through. And then I have a subdomain that I can use as well. Which registrar do you use, John? Domain.
GoDaddy.
GoDaddy. Yeah, this will be exactly the same for you. It's all automated. So you don't have to
Yes.
manually add DNS records, okay?
Yeah.
So now, again, we're going to just hit proceed to finish. And now you're going to see I have a subdomain set up here. Okay? Now, if I wanted, you know what happened? I didn't toggle on the fact that I wanted the www version of it. So here's how I can fix that. Connect domain, www.offers.test Tamara, I forget. .com. There. Continue. And then continue. So the system knows that I'm setting up the www version. So it's going to go ahead and it's going to create a CNAME record for that as well. Authorize. It's going to pull that through. And then I'm going to show you how to redirect it to the root subdomain. Okay. So we're going to do that as soon as it pulls through here. Just take a minute. Okay, proceed to finish. So here now I have my both versions, right? So I have my root subdomain and then I have the www version. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down on the left-hand side to URL redirect, and I'm going to redirect this to this. So I'm going to point this web address, web domain, to this so that anytime somebody puts in the www version of this, it will redirect to this, okay? So we're going to go over to URL redirects, and we're going to add a redirect, and we're going to choose our domain, and our path is going to be path, and then I use a wildcard. That's the star asterisk above the number 8 on your keyboard. And then I'm going to use the URL again, but this time I put in HTTPS offers, .test. There we go. And now I'm adding the redirect. All right, so now I have both of those www versions of my domain set up. Okay, so we'll go back, we'll see. And you can tell that you have them. Let me just refresh this page. You can tell that there is a forward on a domain because there's a little I in the corner of it, and I'll just point it out here, right here. This domain is redirected. Now there should be one up here, but it might take a little while to actually show up. So that if you see in your domains, if you see an I beside it, that just means that it's redirected somewhere. There's a URL redirect for it. Okay. So that is how to pull in domains, and you can pull in, like I said, as many domains as you want inside a sales process. There is no limit on that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I want to show you where you're going to connect your video conferencing. Okay. So this is in regards to setting up your appointment calendars. And let's say you use video conferencing for part of your appointments. You're going to come back down here to settings again. Click on settings. You're going to go to my profile. Okay. And you'll see my profile here. We're going to scroll down here and it's going to say, this is brand new. So it looks a little bit different. We're see here, this is where my calendars, I can integrate with my Google Calendar so that my calendar can check my Google Calendar for conflicts. So I live and die by my Google Calendar. I have a Google Calendar for my business. I have a Google Calendar for all of my consulting. I have a Google Calendar for my family stuff. And I need my appointments to be able to check for conflicts on all of those calendars. So this is where you can set that up. This is where you can add your calendars here. But what we're going to do today is the video conferencing. It's this tab here. And we're going to add new. And here it gives you the two options that we integrate with natively. So you can do Microsoft Teams or Zoom. Okay. Eventually, I'm not sure why we don't have Google Meet yet. I despise Google Meet, but it is an option and a lot of people use it. So I'm not sure why that's not in here yet, but eventually it will be as well. So I'm actually going to connect my Zoom. So what this does is all it does is it says you are about to add lead connector. So it's pulling up my sales process one. So I have to switch the account here. And I'm going to put in my information. And all you do is you just have to sign into your Zoom account. And oh, this already exists. So it's not going to let me do that. But if it didn't already exist, I would be able to do that. Okay. So then your Zoom account would show as if it was connected here. I apologize, guys. I have so many sales process accounts where I have it hooked up that it's causing issues. So, but this is where you would either sign into Microsoft Teams or Zoom to connect that. All right. So any questions about setting up your video conferencing for your appointments?
This is awesome. So does this have reminder emails, everything integrated now, or should we still do the automation workflow?
So for the calendars, you're correct. They now have all of the automations set up inside of the calendar feature. So I just want to preface this by saying, if you have already set up workflows for all of your appointment calendars that send confirmations, that send appointment reminders, you don't have to do anything. Those can stay. But any future appointments that you make, so if we go in here and I create a new appointment calendar, I'm going to say a personal booking calendar. And let's just say I'll just put this slug is not valid. Why is this not valid? Probably because I have here. Okay. And we'll try that. No. Is that going to work? Oh, I have to give it a name. And this one's already taken. There we go. Now confirm. And I'm just going to close this, but we'll open the advanced settings here for that particular calendar. And now the team has reconfigured the whole calendar settings, and you can set up your email confirmation and your reminders right inside of the calendar. You don't have to go out and build a separate workflow for it. So it works very much like software like Calendly or TidyCal or Booking. I can't remember what that one's called. There's so many calendars in here. Let's see. Okay. Here, this one is the one that I just created. So we're going to go into edit and I'll show you here, notifications here. Now you have the opportunity to create emails and in-app notifications. And the next release of this feature is going to be the SMS, so text message marketing. If you want to send a text message as a reminder to your client about their appointment, that'll be the next release. But right now we only have email and in-app. So you can set up appointments for confirmed. So if they have confirmed, you're going to say, yep, I want to enable the email notification. I want it sent to the contact. I want it sent to the assigned users and any additional email addresses that are added to the appointment. Okay. So if we open the contact one, you'll see there's a text, there's an email builder right inside here, or you can create an email template and pull that in. Right here, you just have to choose the name of the template. So now you don't have to go and set up a workflow for it, okay? So you can do that. Yeah, and you can also set up email for cancellation, for rescheduling, for reminders, for follow-up, for after when, after their appointment. You want to send them a message, how did you find our services or something like that, right? So you have the ability to do this inside of the calendar app now. You no longer have to build workflows. Does that answer your question, John? Awesome. Okay. I was really excited to see that because those two pieces kind of were always very confusing to some people, and it just made a lot of work. You had to bounce around all over in the software. So, okay. So the next part of today's lesson is integrating Stripe. Now, Stripe or one of your other payment processors. So I know John uses Razorpay because he's in India, and inside of your payments section here, we're going to go up to the top. We're going to go all the way to integrations. And here you're going to see all of the most popular ones that we use for providing payments. There's also, you can search for more. Okay, so we know there's, where did Razorpay go? I don't see it in here, John.
Let me check. It's
Do you
there
see it
in,
in your account?
yeah,
I'm
it's there.
gonna check. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's not available to me because it can tell I'm in Canada.
Uh,
Maybe?
could be.
I don't know. I've seen it in here before though.
We search for it.
Yeah, I did search for it. Is your Razorpay still connected
Yeah,
in
it
your
is.
account? Okay, that's good. Maybe it is location specific now. I don't know. I know they've been making a lot of updates to this area. So I'm going to walk you through how to integrate Stripe here. So you're in your payment integrations. We're going to go and we're going to connect Stripe. All you have to do, they've made this so easy now. All you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you are going to connect it with your Stripe. Okay. So what it's saying here, again, it's using Lead Connector to connect to Stripe. And all it wants is your email address and password. And I'm going to submit that. And it's sending me a code to my phone to tell me, are you really who you say you are? And I guess I am because I got my code. So there we go. And it says, which account do you want to select it to? Because you can have more than one business account under your Stripe. So I'm going to choose this one. Click connect. And remember, Lead Connector is the software that Sales Process uses to talk to other softwares. And this is telling you it's set up a live mode, and it's also set up a test mode so that you can test payments. And you can also register your domain for Apple Pay if you want, if that is something that you feel like your audience will use, okay? So now what it's telling me here is that I have set up Stripe as my default payment. So if I go and refresh this, and we'll just go take a look at, I just want to show you what the difference is between them. All right, so we're going to go out of here. Let's see here. My computer's slowing down on me. I can feel it. Okay, here we go. So now you can see this says manage now instead of connect. You can connect as many of the payment processors as you want, but you do have to set a default one. So I know John, his default is Razorpay. And in my account, I use Stripe. I also have PayPal connected, and I also have Authorize.net connected. So you can have a series of different payment methods. Now, I know that globally, sales process is working very hard to make any payment processor available. As long as it's a legitimate, licensed, registered payment processor, and it has all of the API security installed in it, sales process is working to make any sort of payment process in any country available. So if you have a payment processor, and I know, John, you asked me to look into one for you that was called, and I have the name right here. Whoops. Oh, InstaMojo, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That one. So yes, all we have to do is we have to get the API information from InstaMojo and provide the API from your account, and we can connect the two. So you can set up, whatever's popular in your country that people are using to pay. So that's how easy. Now, it never used to be this easy. I have to tell you, like, to set up Stripe, it would take me like 2 hours to set up a Stripe account for sales process. So the development team has come a long way with what they provide here. The next part of setting up your sales process account that I want to go over is I want to show you where you can find your API key inside of your sales process account. So that if a software that you're using that you trust is asking for it, you can connect the two. And that's how they talk to each other natively. So if we go into settings, show you, inside of your business profile, here is where you're going to find your API key. Okay? If your API key is ever compromised in any way, you can regenerate a new API key. But please don't do that if everything's working fine, because what that does is it will disconnect everything. Okay? So here is your API key, and you don't need to be able to see it. You just need to click on the clipboard to copy it, and then you can use that in another software. So I know for a fact that when I use Zapier, which is an automation software that I can connect to sales process, when I set up my Zapier account, I also have to provide Zapier with my API key from sales process. So this is where you can find it in your business profile. And you just click the clipboard and it copies it to your clipboard, and then you can take it over to Zapier and copy it in there. Okay? And then the last piece of this training that we're going to do is we are going to talk about how to set up your custom email sending domain. And this is a really important piece because everyone needs to have this set up. Now, if you did an onboarding call with myself or another member of the team, this was done with you. We already set this up for you. But if you ever need to make changes to it or just understand where it is, we're going to go through and take a look at that. So again, this lives in the settings menu here. So we're going to go down to email services. And here it's prompting me right away. As soon as I get in there, it's prompting me to connect a dedicated domain. And it tells you all the reasons why you need to have a dedicated domain for email marketing. So email marketing is when you're sending bulk messages. So you have an email list of 1,000 and you send out one email message to 1,000 people. That is email marketing. And that is when you need a dedicated domain to send that email. So we're going to go create dedicated domain. Up here, I'm actually going to, I always want to protect my root domain. So I'm going to create an email or a subdomain for my domain that I'm using, right? So my subdomain, I'm going to put reply.testtamara.com. Okay. So this is a subdomain. It protects my root domain if my subdomain gets blacklisted for some reason, if too many people report my email as spam, or if Google shuts my email down or anything like that. This protects my root domain. And especially if you have your root domain attached to your website, you really want to set up a subdomain here to protect it. Okay. So I put in here reply.testtamara.com. I'm going to click add and verify. And so this is going to go through, and it looks very similar to adding a domain to your account, right? So I'm going to just check my spelling, click continue. It's going to go through the little wizard again. It's going to reach out to Cloudflare where I have my domain set up. And it's going to say, okay, Cloudflare's your registrar. I'm going to authorize it. And it's going to tell me, we're going to add all of these records to your DNS panel. Are you okay with that? It's using that lead connector software. And of course, I'm going to authorize it. And then it's going to take a second here. And what it shows here is you're going to see these really scary error messages. It says domain not verified, not verified, not verified. Don't worry, this is totally normal. Then we're going to click verify domain. And again, you're going to get these warning messages that say not verified. Some are verified, some aren't verified. But all we do is we go up to this top blue link here. We're going to click. And it's going to show this here, and it's showing us that it's still not verified. That's okay. We're going to click verify now. And you can see we've verified more records, but we still have this one that's not verified, and we have this one that's not verified, right? So we're going to click verify again. And it's turning yellow. So it went from your red color to yellow. So we're going to click verify now one more time. Okay, so a lot of times this last record you have to put in manually, okay? So this is a text record that we have to create. And it is very important to take note of what case your lettering is in. So in the host name, so this is the host name column, this is in lowercase. In the values column, this is in uppercase, and we have to be very mindful of that, because if we don't copy this over exactly the way it is, it can cause deliverability issues. So the first piece we're going to copy is this one. So I just copy it like this, and I go into Cloudflare. Whoops, there we go. I'm going to go to my account. I'm going to go to testtamara.com. I go to my DNS panel, and so I can see all those records were added, but there's still that one missing. It's called a DMARC record, and so we're going to add that record. So I'm just going to click add record. It's a text record. So I find the text TXT, and I'm going to paste that value into the name. Okay, that's the host name. Then when I go back to my sales process screen, I'm going to copy this piece, and I'm going to stick that in the content. Okay? And once I do that, I'm going to click save. And what happens is that record gets added. And if I just refresh my screen, it'll be put into alphabetical order. That's how Cloudflare displays your records. So now I can see that there's my DMARC record, and I have the rest of those records are all inside here on my DNS panel. So I'm going to go back to my sales process screen, and I'm going to click verify domain. Now, sometimes it takes a while for your records to propagate. That just means it takes a while for sales process to talk to your domain registrar. So it may take you longer. It may take you a couple of hours to actually get this to turn green. But what I would do is make sure that all the records are set up here. And then this turns green here. That means that you are ready to go. Okay. The last piece of setting up your email marketing, your sending domain, your custom domain, is to click on these three dots here. And you're going to set your headers. What that means is you are going to make sure that any bulk email that leaves your sales process account always comes from this domain, this one here. So that's what you're going to do. So you're going to put in your business name or the name of how your audience recognizes you. So maybe your business name isn't how they recognize you. Maybe it's your actual name. So what you put in here is completely up to you. So I'm just going to put in here. Okay. And then my from email is anything, any word. So I'm going to put Tamara at reply.testtamara.com. Okay. Then I'm going to click save. Now I have set my headers in my custom sending domain, and this is going to be the domain that I use to send bulk email with. And as long as it's green and my SSL tested is green here, everything looks good. It stays, okay? So I know that was kind of a lot of integrating. We did the domain, we did Zoom, we did Stripe, we talked about the API key and where to find it, and we also did the email sending domain for your email marketing. But your homework is so easy, okay? So the only thing that you have to do is show me a picture. We're going to go back here. Take a screenshot of your funnel with the domain attached. So I want to see a screenshot just of this. So go into your funnel, go to settings, and show me this. So take this screenshot here. So I would just go like this, and I would take a screenshot of this, and that's what I'm going to post in the Facebook group with the hashtag sales process wins to get my entry in for this week's funnel forging homework. Okay, that was a lot, you guys. And we have about 17 minutes left for any tech questions that you may have. So let's bring it on. And if you have any questions about the training tonight, I'm open to anything. So how's it going, John?
All good, Tamara. Not been very active on sales processes. I'm just like attending meetings right now. I was waiting for the announcement of the winner for November, but it didn't happen. It was not like they didn't announce the winners this month.
Oh, they didn't announce the winners?
Yeah, I don't know if nobody qualified or something. I was waiting for it.
Oh, maybe nobody entered for October.
I did some 2 or 3 weeks, and
Oh,
only the homeworks only happened on Monday calls. No, Tuesday, Wednesday, there
right.
was no home.
Yeah, so they did switch that up. So for the month of November, every single call is going to have homework.
Nice, I'll
So
get it
you
this
have
time.
lots of opportunities to enter.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
I believe it was like October, they only did them on Wednesdays or the Monday, I forget. But yes.
Mondays, yeah. Tamara, now this Instamoja, you said we can do it or the developers can do it because I opened the API keys for it. This
Oh, for your
Instamojo integration.
Instamojo.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is I need you to submit an email to support@salesprocess.com
Mm-hmm.
and tell them that you would like to integrate Instamojo,
Mm-hmm.
provide the API key from Instamojo, then
Mm-hmm.
provide your API key from your sales process account,
Mm-hmm.
and submit that by email.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to, what the support team does is they take that to the development team, and then the development team will set that up for you.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not something that you can do yourself, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit technical, but not too hard. It's not as hard as it used to be, that's for sure.
Done. Done.
Okay. I must have scared those other guys off. They all left.
Yeah.
Uh, I've noticed that the AI note takers, I talk the whole time I'm on here, but it says it's quiet in here. Are you all done?
This
I'll be
happens in every meeting.
Yeah, it happens in every single meeting, and I'm busy yapping my face off, and they don't even recognize it. Oh well.
Yeah.
So, which prize are you hoping to win, John, from the
I
contest?
hope funnel, what is it? Funnel, the funnel done for me. The second one, funnel
Oh,
makeover.
look, the the prizes are different this time. Did you know that?
Oh no.
Yeah, the prizes are different. Let me
Mhm.
hold on a sec. I gotta show you the prizes. They're different.
Okay.
Um, Here we go. Okay. So I'll share my screen again. Yeah, they are different. They are actually, let me get into my slideshow here. We go. Okay. So, first prize is exclusive hot seat coaching with Peng Joon.
What? Okay.
Yeah. So you get his eyes on your offer, on your sales funnel, on your traffic strategy. Plus, you get a ticket to the Mastery Retreat Live 2025 that he's doing here in quarter 1. So, this is an in person retreat that he's doing,
Mhm.
and you get a ticket to that. The second prize
There.
is
Okay. Mhm.
one-on-one traffic and ad strategy with Marcus. Marcus is the ads genius behind sales process. He does
Yeah.
all of Peng Joon's ads. He is brilliant. And
Mhm.
you get a chance to, sit with him. I must have jumped too far ahead. Hold on a sec.
Mhm.
I have to go back here. Where did it go? There we go. You get a chance to sit with him, and
Wow.
he will have a look at your ad performance if you're running ads, or he can suggest an ad strategy if you're not running ads. So that is second place, and you also get a ticket to Internet Mastery. The third
Mhm.
prize is the ticket to Internet Mastery. So
Mhm.
you can get, the third prize is the in-person experience that's happening in quarter 1 of 2025. Now, we don't know where Peng Joon is planning to host this because he is keeping it secret at the moment. So we're
Mhm.
all waiting for him to drop the big news. But yeah, so the prizes are different for this contest.
Awesome.
So with
I was there last year at the Internet Mastery
Okay,
at
did you go
Lankavi.
live or were
Yes, I went.
you went live, and how was it?
It was awesome.
Yeah,
5 days. Yeah, it's
that's
amazing.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so
So,
these are the prizes for this contest this time. So just take that screenshot of the domain attached to your funnel,
mhm.
hashtag sales process wins, post it in the
Mhm.
Facebook group, and that's your entry.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions? Hi, Tang. I
Uh,
see you joined us. Welcome, welcome. Are you here to find out what the homework is for the contest? because the homework is so easy. It's so easy tonight. If you guys don't all enter, I'll be so upset. Hold on. I'll go back and still confused with time zones. You and me both, Tang. Like we just went through daylight savings time here in North America, and the team said, "Oh well, Malaysia doesn't switch times; they stay the same." So then I was off by an hour. So now I think I've got it all straight. Last week was a bit confusing. But yes, so Tang, we actually started, 51 minutes ago. But yes, this is going to be our regular time now, this time right now. So yes, thank you for that. I know I'm just as confused as you are about the craziness going on. Let me pull up the homework. The homework for this week, Tang, is all you have to do is show me a screenshot of your funnel connected to your domain. So that's what we did. So I'll just show you here. Quick share. You just need a screenshot of this page here, showing me that this is connected to your funnel. Okay? Any questions about that? Nope, that's the easy part. No hard homework today, just that easy thing. So you guys should all get your entries into the Facebook group for today because it's so easy. I wanna see you guys battling it out in there for first place because you get Ping Jun for an hour to yourself. He'll look at your offer, your funnel, everything. He'll give you a traffic strategy, an offer strategy. He'll do all that. So first place prize is pretty amazing. And then even second place prize, I'd love to spend an hour with Marcus and just do ad strategy. He's so brilliant. All right, you guys. Well, any further tech questions outside of the contest, outside of the training today? Anything else that I can help you guys with?
So I'm working on an opt-in, Tamara.
Yes.
So if they sign up, they get access to one of my recorded courses, continued by a one-on-one with me, continued by access to the community. Three things.
Okay.
I would have easily done it if it was before. Right now we have the webinar thing. So should I do it at the webinar or do the still do the opt-in page on sites, funnel builder?
Yeah, I would probably separate that out from your webinar funnel.
Still
Yeah.
sites, no?
Yeah, still
So
in sites.
Mhm.
So still in sites, but are you referring to, let me just share my screen here.
Mhm.
So you're saying that you have a funnel set up and it's got your webinar in it?
Not
Or,
yet. So I'm setting it up right now.
okay.
But this is what I want to give them when they log in. I want to give them a recorded course, one-on-one, and a recorded course one-on-one and community access.
Access, yes. So if they purchase, you're going to put all of those actions in your purchase workflow, right?
Purchase. No. Okay.
Yeah. So if they purchase, so we're just going to go into a purchase workflow. I know I have one in here. Okay, let's go in here. So let's say they purchase the product, right? And the trigger is going to be your order form submission,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we can just save that. Then you can create, so this is the email that will deliver the confirmation that they bought, right? Saying you bought, way to go. In that email, you can put in a link to schedule a call with you for their one-on-one. You can grant them access, so offer, course grant offer. That's going to be one of the actions. You tell the system which course do they get access to. So I'm going to say that the demo course. And then community, right? So we're going to go group, grant group access. And then you tell them which group they get access to. And that automates everything for you. So that will send them their login information and their information about the community.
And the calendar link will go on an email, right?
I would put the scheduling link for your one-on-one email or one-on-one appointment inside your email that you send them.
Done. You make it look very easy. I was breaking myself.
Only because I've built 100 of them, at least.
Yeah.
But that's how I would set it up.
Hmm.
So I would put it in your purchase workflow.
Second question, on my client portal, I give them access to one course. Can they still see all the other courses with a lock on it, kinds?
Very good question. Let's go I'll show you how to do that, okay? Because it's a little wonky, because of course it is, right? So inside your membership here, what gets confusing is the fact that you have products and you have offers. When you build a course, it's considered a product. I wish they would change this name to course instead of product. That's what I wish they would do. So we have our course, and here's a different course, but I want to create an offer. So what I'm going to do is go into offers. And the reason this is considered an offer is because you start to bundle things together. And what you do here is once you have your course set up, go into edit. And this includes the demo course, right? But I also want them to be able to see my other course that they can buy. So you have to click into upsell. And then what you do is so let's pretend I didn't add this. Okay, I'll just delete this so I can show you. Okay, so before I was here in the offers, then I'm going to go into upsell. And here's where I'm going to add the other courses that I want them to decide if they want. You want to use the in-app upsell. Okay, so not the one-click upsell, but the in-app upsell. Continue. Then you're going to choose what do you want them to be able to see. So I want them to be able to see my other course that I have, and I'm going to add that. Okay. So then when they're in their library, what this does, I have to make it active. Save. There we go. What this does then is when they're in their library, it's going to show them this, and it's going to be in full color, totally clear. This one is going to have a grayed overlay on top of it with a lock. They can click on it and purchase. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the confusing part about it. It doesn't, you have to build that inside the offer section here. Okay?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Any questions, Tang, that I can help with? If not, it was really good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me. I think we have all the office hour time zone things ironed out now. We'll all be showing up at the same time now. And we'll get it together. So I was here by myself all last week. nobody was here with me. So,
I logged in and I saw nobody, and then I left.
oh, that would
So it
be
is
because we had the time zone
uh,
issue. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was very lonely last week. I had nobody to talk to. I was talking to myself. It was very,
Uh, so the previous week I got a message saying you're not feeling well, and then
yes,
last
I
week
was,
I logged in. I was like something happened.
yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a very quiet week last week. There was nobody for the entire hour. It was very quiet.
Hmm.
So, we got the time zone issue straightened out, so we're going to be here. I'll see you guys on Thursday again. So,
Awesome.
all
Thank
right.
you.
Oh,
Thank
thank you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you Thursday.
you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.